Okay, next we're pleased to present to you the inspirational and entertaining YouTube personality, men's coach, author, spiritual seeker, and actually a very humble guy, I must say. He started off as a stand-up comic and then built a global following as a dating coach until 2015. He founded the Infinite Man Summit. At the summit, he empowers men into becoming the highest versions of themselves by mastering their health, wealth, relationships, and ultimately discovering and living their soul's purpose. Please welcome Sasha Daygame.
Hello, beautiful humans. How are you? Good. Yes. So, I wanted to start, that's me. Look at that. That's a nice picture. So, that's my talk, raise your vibration to liberation. But I like to always start with a question. Are you having a good time? All right, because that is the key. If you're not having a good time, you're not doing it right, okay? So, I have been on a crazy journey. Who's had a crazy journey so far in their life? Like seriously, who's had ups and downs and fun and bad and good and upside down and confusion and just absolute insanity? Who's with me? It's a ride, right? It's a ride, it's crazy. And I'm just gonna share some of the things I've been learning on my journey that have helped me in the last year specifically get a lot more peace, joy, and love in my life. How does that sound? Because my hope is I can pass some of that on to you guys. First, I just want to share a little bit about my story, because I know some of you might know me. Other people are like, who's this guy? What's he doing? So why not? So I started out, I had a really tough childhood. I was quite traumatized. I don't know, just curiosity, like tough start, anybody? Okay, a few of you, good. Those are my people. So I had no father figure. My dad ran away when I was 3. My mother had psychological problems. She acted like she was possessed by a demon. Maybe she was. So she was always, telling me I was no good, throwing objects at me, just freaking out. So I really had no love in my home environment. I ran away from home at 15. My mother committed suicide when I was about 18. So really the beginning of my life was just abandonment. Like real abandonment, being out in the world by myself. It was a really tough start. So I went into stand-up comedy. And because I had such a lack of love in my childhood, it was a way for me to get some of that love, So I started going out there when I was around, still in my late teens, started doing stand-up, loved stand-up comedy, and I really started to engage and get out there more and take some chances and getting some of that love for myself, but it really wasn't enough. And I got into my 20s. I loved women, men. Anybody like the girls, women? Anybody love women? Okay, I know it's politically incorrect, but I love women. It's okay, judge me, but I love ladies. That's right, all of you sisters. I'm not gonna sleep with all of you, but I do love you, And so in my 20s, again, I went out into the world and I was this kid with like no idea what was going on. And it was so hard for me to connect with women. I was this young guy, I just absolutely loved women. I wanted nothing more than just to have a girlfriend. I was like the sweetest kid. I was like, oh, if I could get a girlfriend, I would like buy her flowers and get her chocolates and like be the nicest boyfriend. And of course, women were terrified of me because I was this needy kid. I was like, please love me. And they'd be like, oh, and they'd just run away from me. And ladies, you've never met a guy like that before, right? Needy guy, no confidence. It was just me. But it was really, really difficult for me out there. And sort of almost by weird fate and happenstance, I read a book called The Game, which is about all these guys who run around and they pick up chicks. They get really good and they go around and they say certain lines and do certain techniques and they get with women. And it felt really fakey to me because it was like going to bars and memorizing lines and it was all literally weird. And I was like, I don't want to do this. And I had this revolutionary idea. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go out in the world and just walk down the street, and when I see a girl I think's attractive, I'm just gonna walk over to her, and I'm gonna tell her I think she's cute, and talk to her and try and get her phone number. And people were like, you can't do that, that's crazy. You'll get arrested, people will beat you up. You can't just walk up to women and tell them you think they're beautiful. And I was like, well, I'm gonna do it anyway. So I started doing that in around 2008, 9, like extensively, and it sort of took off, and like, again, it was amazing. Like, women really liked it. They were like, oh my God. Some women would reject me, and I'd be like, okay. But some women would be like, sure, let's get a coffee, let's get a juice. And I started connecting with women, and I ended up, being polyamorous and having lots of girlfriends, and ended up putting up videos of me flirting with girls, and those went viral. So next thing you know, I've got a business traveling around the world teaching guys how to flirt with girls. So that's not bad, right? That was a fun job. And so even in that process, I was having a good time, I was making money, I was connecting with a lot of women, helping a lot of guys, which was very, very powerful for me. I really felt great doing it. But I was still searching for love from a place other than myself. It was really, I felt good if I got the girl's phone number. If I could get 3 phone numbers today, then I'd feel good. Or if I could sleep with, 2 girls this month, then I'd feel good. I was still seeking validation from something outside of myself, from women. It was a beautiful journey, but I knew I wasn't done. And I kept going, I kept growing. And around, I started sort of waking up, had my first kind of spiritual awakening in 2009 also. I learned about, fluoride in the water around 2009, and I was like, oh, why would they do that if they know it's bad for us? What's going on here? So I started waking up, and around 2015, I just realized like this whole pickup thing, because I was a pickup artist, that was my job, and it really felt inauthentic. Even though I was teaching guys to keep it real, going out there and, hitting on 25 girls a day and just teaching guys how to pick up girls, and a lot of guys just wanted to have sex. It really felt like it wasn't authentic for me anymore, and I knew I had to move on, I had to keep going. And so I just kind of let that fade out, and I started, I had faith in the universe. This was a really big thing for me. I just really believed that the universe will provide, if I really trust that everything will be okay, and that I really want to help people and have good intention, that opportunities will come. And of course the inspiration came, and I started the Infinite Man Summit, where we work with men to just become amazing human beings and become the highest version of themselves. It's not just about the ladies, but that's a part of it. So that's a basic part of my story. And the part I really wanted to focus on in this talk was just some of the amazing things that have happened this year and what I've been learning on the spiritual path. So I believe all beings, we're all here to wake up. And I know, we're at an anarchy convention. On a certain level, we're waking up for sure. But there's another dimension to it, which, Mark and a couple of speakers have already, been talking about, which is fantastic. But who actually considers themselves a spiritual being? Who considers themselves a spiritual being on a spiritual journey? Okay, most of you here. That's amazing, because at this festival 4 years ago, that wasn't the case. So I can really see us all evolving, which is amazing. So I'd like to share with you some knowledge about a book I read that changed the game for me and has led to just beyond words, experiences beyond words. And it's a book called Power versus Force by David Hawkins. Who's heard about this book? Okay, a lot of people. Amazing. Again, I'm just blown away by the quality of the audience. So I just want to briefly talk about this and some of the things I've been discovering, and then we're actually going to play some games together that are going to get us more present, more loving. It's going to be really fun. So basically, there's something called kinesiology or muscle testing, and you might have seen like certain medical practitioners, they'll use it. They can, if you take something into your field and you hold, so for example, if you want to find out what you're allergic to, you can hold bananas or apples or any chemical, whatever, up to your field, and your body will go weak. So you might have seen people. So if I say something that's true, and somebody pushes on my arm, like I'm a man, I love women, I like chocolate, my arm will be strong. But if I say I like killing puppies, it'll be easy for them to push my body down, because our bodies are actually connected to a field of consciousness that absolutely knows truth and does not, and there's either truth or lack of truth. And so it's actually a hack. Like I've used this arm wrestling people. If I'm arm wrestling somebody, if I'm just blank or whatever, I'm just joking around with them, I might win, I might not. Let's say they're my size. But if I visualize Buddha, the Buddha, or Jesus, or any being that's, extremely high on the level of consciousness, I win. I'm much stronger. It's fascinating. And so basically so this is a real science. Kinesiology has been around for a really, really long time. It's not woo-woo stuff. It's real. And basically the level of consciousness, he went and calibrated using kinesiology the levels of consciousness. And I guess we could define consciousness briefly. I would just say it's the amount of awareness. Like, you exist, you can think, you exist, but being present, really being here, not like, having your brain run around, running, just all these thoughts and not really knocking things over, like really being here, feeling the breath, being here and now. That is the practice of having more consciousness, being really here. So on this level, and this goes right in with Becca's talk, on the bottom levels, it goes 1 to 1,000, and the worst crappy stuff like shame, guilt, apathy, grief, they're all below 100. Fear is 100, and then it kind of starts moving up, desire, anger, pride, and they're all below 200. And when you hit 200 is a critical point, it's courage, right? Courage, positive. And at 200 it goes positive, and then it just keeps growing. So as you kind of go through these, eventually you hit trust. Optimism is 310. Forgiveness is a huge one. When you actually just forgive and you just realize like it's not personal and everything is okay and you just let go of the anger, huge release there. And I've been going through the levels and really like it's been profound. So 400s is quite high, like Einstein is in the 400s. Many like inventors, they're very logical, rational, very intelligent. A lot of people here will be in the 400s for sure. And then another critical level on the scale of consciousness is 500. And this, my friends, is a level worth getting to and we've all had these moments where we cross 500 and we go into love. 500 is love. And we've all been there. This is what I've realized. We all go up and down the scale, right? You have days where you're like, you hate the world, and you're like, oh God, why was I born? Life sucked. We have those, and we've all had moments. Is there one being in the room that hasn't had a moment of absolute serenity and just love, whether it's love for your mother or a dear friend or your partner or a dog or the universe itself, right? Everybody's had those moments. Everybody's been in these states. Sometimes they're drug-induced. Some people have had that. But we've all had those, and we've all had, we've all been in the lower states where we had fear, anything, grief, guilt, shame. We've all been there. But the idea is that when we're conscious about our spiritual journey and raising our consciousness, it kind of goes like this. We go up and we feel better, and maybe we drop and we have a bad couple of days, but we realize it because we're conscious of it, and we go, why am I holding on to this anger? Why can't I forgive this person? This isn't making me happy. And you let it go, and then you continue your journey up, and you just keep, so it's kind of like somebody made a joke. It's like Bitcoin, I'm like, well, it's not that extreme, but, a little bit. And so past 500, then it just gets really crazy, and you hit unconditional joy is 540. Peace is at 600, just absolute peace. And the personality kind of starts to dissolve at 600. 700 is the level of guru masters, like enlightenment, spiritual enlightenment is 700. And then there's just levels of enlightenment that's just completely gone. And so Jesus calibrates at 1,000, Buddha calibrates at 1,000, Krishna. There's beings who have, completely, often you leave the body when you hit those levels, unless you're really here to serve you. Some beings just choose to leave. So these are the level of consciousness. These are the levels. And as you can imagine, this is something that I realize now is coming into our awareness, but the system, the powers that be, whoever they are, they're not the bad guys, though at some level they're all us, but the bad guys, they just want to keep us below 200. And the whole system is created to just keep us there, right? All feelings of separation are at the bottom, right? I need more survival. I need more money. I need more fame. I need to be better than. I. Everything about the ego, this ego construct, this person, and it's really just separation, right? Like as long as I have enough food and I pay my rent and I got my stuff that I need, well, it doesn't matter about everybody else. I got mine. I got mine, and that's what this is all about. Separation. So they're really doing everything they can in the whole economic system, central banking, stealing everybody's money. So we're all hustling, working 2-3 jobs to make money to survive. There it is. I mean, how can you even have time to consider how do I love more? How do I raise my vibration? How do I raise my consciousness when you're working 3 jobs just to feed your son or your daughter or just to make the rent? So this economic system is direct, like literally, if you ask me, why did they make this economic system the way it is? To keep our consciousness low. That's the answer. To keep our consciousness below 200 as much as they can. And so, and everything in the system, I mean, literally, all of the media, all of the news, what are they doing? What are they doing with all the negative fear-based news? Fear calibrates at 100 on the scale, 100. So that's why people who are awake go, don't watch the news, because it's literally just, sitting there drinking a beer, watching CNN. Does it get any more, just lower your consciousness than that? No, that's what it is. So the news, Violent movies as well, they lower your consciousness. Sorry, I know. I still watch Game of Thrones. I'm addicted to that one. I'm finishing Game of Thrones. I don't care. But I avoid those movies, and I can feel it. Like I used to watch one of the zombie shows where the zombies are going around eating people, and they're like, I can feel it. I'm there, and I'm scared, and it's getting into your subconscious, and I'm literally just like, I can't watch this stuff anymore because I can feel it lowering my consciousness. So I stop. And everything else you think about, the entire everything they're doing with the food supply, getting rid of the unhealthy foods, putting chemicals in everything, fluoride in the water, all the EMFs out there, dirty electricity, 3G, 4G, soon 5G. Everything, again, anything that makes you sick lowers your consciousness. Because when you're worried about, oh my God, I'm unhealthy, I feel bad, you're worried you're going to die or whatever, it's all lowering your consciousness. Jealousy. Making us jealous, making the women think, oh, I have to be this beautiful and wear these makeup products, otherwise I'm not worthy. Well, again, they're pushing the women also into the lower frequencies. Desire, wanting all the stuff. Oh, I got to buy all this stuff. Men, look at all the stuff for men. You got to be muscly. You got to be this. You got to be that. You got to make lots of money. You got all these ideas of what we have to do. Well, it's all just desire. 125. That's where it calibrates. Very, very, very low. So it's all separation, right? You got to be better than everyone else. It's ridiculous, getting us to compete against each other, right? That's the game. They get us all fighting each other, man versus woman, rich versus poor, black versus white. It doesn't matter how you separate it. It's all separation, and it's all not true. It's all a lie. Because as you go up the scale, the ultimate realization that's at the top of that scale is one that the sages, the gurus, enlightened masters, and actually now science with quantum physics has been verifying, is that we are actually all one. We are all one consciousness. And I've had profound experiences where my ego, my last one was just beyond description. My ego dissolved. I realized the person, Sasha, wasn't real at all. It was just a figment of my imagination. I was only presence and consciousness and bliss. That was my nature. There was nothing else present. There was nothing to do. There was nothing to say. Everything was perfect because I was everything. Okay? Many people have had these with drugs. I had a week-long experience. No drugs. No drugs. It was just the absolute truth. I just remembered, I'm just all of it. And there was no person. It was really weird integrating back into reality as a person after that. But I can tell you, when you have those experiences, you don't look at people as competition. You look at people as your brothers and your sisters, and you love them. The only problem with that state was anytime anyone asked me for money for like weeks, I was just like, oh yeah, here, have $20, because they were all me, right? So helping someone else was helping myself. And even outside of that experience, it's so easy to start living your life in that way, where you start moving towards that reality of togetherness, of oneness. And it makes you so, even if it's all not true, it makes you feel and love so much more. It's so profound. I went to this big festival called the Boom Festival earlier in the summer. And there was one exercise where all the attendees, like there was a lot of people, maybe 180 people in this one big tent, laid down on the floor. And all of the healers in the room went around and they were just giving them energy healing and consciousness. And some people were, just whatever your modality was, you were doing it. And I actually got into the festival because the tickets were sold out, but I said, actually, I'm good at massage. And they were like, oh, we need a massage therapist. So I snuck in as a massage therapist. And I was there. And so I get up during the exercise and I said, okay, I'll be one of the healers and I'll go around and I do some energy work as well. I've been doing it for years. So as all these people were laying down, I got up and I just started crouching over and I just called in the energy and the light, and I was just blasting people with energy and sending a lot of real love. Like, I love you, I want you to heal, I want you to wake up in this lifetime. Just absolutely the best energy, the best intentions I could. And what was interesting about what I was doing is I was loving absolutely selflessly. Because in our society, we usually love with something. Like, I'll love you, we'll get married, I'll provide the house and the money, but you have to have sex with me, and then you have to do these things. And there's always, it's contracts. We're always making these contracts in all our relationships. But this was absolutely selfless, just love. I was just loving and loving and loving and being an empty channel for, consciousness and energy to come through me. And what I noticed was, as I was going around just blasting people with this completely unconditional love, I just started feeling more love. I literally just started feeling my heart just opening, and I just felt more joy, more happiness, more joy, more happiness. And at the end of it, I was so blissed out it's like I had taken drugs. People thought I was on MDMA, and I was like, no, I just love to love people. I was sitting there after this experience, and a yoga class was going to start. I was just sitting there, and I was beaming so much love and joy. A couple that were there, just like clearly in love with each other, just looked at me, and they were like, oh my God, who's this guy? And they came over and they just hugged me, and they were like, I love you. And I'm like, I love you guys too. And it was just beautiful. And it's all because I was just loving everyone like they were me, unconditionally, because it's the truth, right? But sometimes to get to that truth, you just have to have a leap of faith and just start loving. So today, is any of this making sense, by the way? Is everybody just like, this guy's crazy. He's out of his mind. He's out of his mind. So what I wanted to do today, which I thought would be really, really cool, was consciousness games. These are fun. How would you guys like to spend a few minutes playing some games that get you more present in the moment and feeling more love for yourself, for each other, and for yourselves? How does that sound? Does that sound good? Good. Because that's what we're doing, whether you like it or not. Yeah. I'm not an anarchist. I work for the government. You're all going to hug each other and love. All right. So yeah, they're really fun. So what we're going to do, first one, is we're all going to stand up. You're going to find a partner. It's better if it's it doesn't actually matter. A stranger, friend, your partner, but just everybody team up with one person. Feel free to move. It's all good. And so all we're going to do is we're just going to share a little love. Don't worry. None of the clothes are coming off. If Becca didn't get you naked, I ain't going to get you naked. That was the opportunity. So all we're going to do is you're going to hold hands, okay? And you're just going to look into each other's eyes. Okay? So don't be shy here. You all can get together. And just connect for a moment. Just connect with this other soul that's on a journey just like you. Okay? We're all just consciousness in different looking bodies. We're all the same. But what we're going to do is, when I say go, the person with the shortest hair is going to start first. And really when you feel connected, all you're going to say very simply is, I see you, I honor you, I have love for you. And I want you really to feel into just the beauty of this being, this consciousness staring back at you that is just another version of yourself. Okay, so really feel into these words. And on three, person with the shortest hair, 1, 2, 3. I see you, I honor you, I have love for you. And really feel. And the other person, when you really feel connected in your own time, you're going to repeat these words whenever you're ready, when it feels right. I see you, I honor you, I have love for you. And then, when you've completed with one person, do it with one other partner. And a hug. A hug does not hurt. No forced hugs, but if it feels right, do a hug. Here we go, one more round. What the hell? Let's all do one more. Let's all do a third one. I see your hearts opening up. One more. So let's all do 3, and then just take a seat. One more. You want to come up? Yeah, I'll meet you there. I'll meet you on this thing. Ready? You want to jump up? Okay. Okay, I've got the shorter hair. So. I see you. I honor you. I have love for you.
I see you. I honor you. I have love for you.
So good. Thanks for coming up. Okay. All right. Beautiful. So yeah, just grab your seats when you've done your third round, and we'll continue. Was that fun? Did that feel good? Good. Good, good, good. All right. Shall we do another? Let's do another. You're sitting around all day watching talks. Let's do another one. So this next one, very, very easy. I used to do this on all my dating courses with men, and it's a really powerful exercise. And this next exercise, it just puts you really in the present moment. You know, one of the issues that I think we as humans are struggling with is that, you know, we're really, really repressed from expressing ourselves, from expressing authentically what we're feeling. That's something I've learned recently. You know, if somebody's done something and it's really bothering you, some behavior, whatever, even if you're just creating up this story in your mind, oh, this person did this and they don't respect me or whatever, it's so healing just to express it, to call that person or meet them and say, hey, even though maybe I'm making this up, I really feel you disrespected me, or I really was upset when you said this. Just being able to express authentically what you're feeling, especially just in the present moment. You know, we're really, really trained to, like, you know, especially as men as well, hey, suck it up, be tough, you know, just shut up. And it's like all of us, we don't really express. So this is a really powerful exercise, super fun. So all we're going to do is we're again going to go into pairs, and I'll just explain it. And the first person, again, person with shortest hair can go first, and you're just going to eye gaze, and you're just going to feel into the other person. Really just be present and feel. And when you have when something comes up, when you feel that the other person is either, you know, feeling any type of emotion, you're just going to tell them what you think they're feeling. So if it looks like they get a twinkle in the eye, like they're going to laugh, you would just say, you're amused. If they feel like a little bit nervous, you might say, you're nervous. Now, partner two, your job is to be receptive. So all you're going to do is you're going to accept it. You're going to say, thank you, I am nervous. And even if you think you're not, accept that, you know, 1/1000th of you or 1% of you is, because we're, you know, on some level. Just accept it, and then that's it. And then you're eye gazing, and then that second person, now it's your turn. So you're just going to feel into your partner. And again, if nothing comes up, just be present. You know, it's about being authentic. So don't fake something. Just stand there for a while. And again, if you feel something, this person like, oh, they're really excited suddenly, then you would say, you're excited. And then the other person would accept. Thank you. I am excited. And you just keep going back and forth. And I just want you guys to see as an experiment what happens. So everybody, you can sit or stand. Doesn't matter if you got someone next to you. Just turn to your partner. I think it's easier just to stand, because then you can really just sort of be in the present. So I would recommend standing. It's just, I think, better. And no poker faces. You're not trying to hide, you know, your emotions. Just be open. Just be present. And take a few moments and just eye gaze. And person with the shortest hair will be the first one to speak. So really feel into your partner. And when something comes, just express. And don't fake it, just say what's there. If nothing is there, just be present. Your presence is a gift. That's enough. Alrighty, so after the next expression, just thank your partner, give him a big hug, and grab a seat. All right, very good. How was that? Nice? It's beautiful. I thought you would like this. Great. All right, so I guess I'll share some more stuff. So talking about the levels of consciousness, I guess I'll put that slide back up. Makes sense. I guess I want to just share a little bit about more of my journey and climbing through these levels. There's been lots of profound things what I've been learning and practicing. I think one of the things that really changed the game for me, who has like some kind of a meditation practice or something where they do to really connect with themselves? Maybe you go to nature, maybe you just sit. Okay, a few people. So that was about half, so half of you do not. So I was absolutely the worst. Who knows that they're really stuck in the mind, thinking way too much, worrying too much about the future, brain is too active? Okay, all right, great. Almost everybody. I was so bad. I was the worst. I would be like making love to a beautiful woman, thinking, what are we going to have? Does she like me? Am I going to see her again? Are we going to have breakfast? I mean, I was literally, even in the experiences that are beautiful, my mind was like worrying about stuff. Oh, it was unbelievable. And I'm happy to say that now, after turning 40, I finally have chilled out my mind, and I'm able to be relatively present most of the time. It wasn't easy. God, it was a struggle. So one of the practices that I do, I'd love to share because it just changed my life so much. And it's so easy, and you can just do it for like 5 minutes a day. And if you do it for like 5 minutes a day for a week, you're gonna experience something very profound, I believe. And it's not even a meditation, it's like a total hack. So the problem with meditation is like you're trying to use your will to tell your mind to shut up. And by the way, I hope you all have, you're not your mind, right? Like it's in the language, my mind. Well, how can you be it if it's your possession or my body? We're the spirit. We're not the mind, we're not the body. But the mind is so powerful, and the way that all the systems are built in the world, we really think that we're the ego construct, the personality, but it's actually not us. So the hack that I found, what my teacher showed me, is I just sit, and I put my intention, my awareness on my heart. And by the way, humans have 3 brains, right? We have the brain in the head, we have the heart center brain, and then we have the gut brain, right? And we're really trained out of trusting the gut, our gut instincts. Like if we trusted our guts, would there even be politicians? Would anyone ever even vote? We'd just be like, they're all lying motherfuckers. Like, we're not. Nobody would. But it's because we're disconnected from our gut. And we're absolutely disconnected from our hearts, because who goes to war when they have love in their heart? Nobody. Right? So we're all the reason we're trapped and the way that things are the way they are is because we're trapped in the mind. And if you look at an EKG of the human body, there's a little field here and there's a little field here. Where's the big field? It's the heart. We're heart beings. That's the truth. That's why they're trying to disconnect us from the heart, because that's our nature. Right? So the meditation is so easy. You just sit and you focus on your heart. And you put out to the universe, whether it's consciousness or God or the field, whatever, but just put it out there. But there is actually here. There is no out there, and it's all one. But wherever you want. But put your intention out openly, simply saying, I am here and I am listening. Just I'm here and I'm listening. I started doing this, and just downloads started to come in like insane, like everything I ever wanted to know, like all the problems I ever had, and like that I picked my parents before I incarnated, and everything that ever happened exactly for a reason, and I just had to learn the lessons, and as soon as I learned the lessons, everything was cool, and I was able to move on with my life. Like so many, like just download out, like every question I ever had was answered in just literally sitting there, opening to the universe and saying, okay, I'm ready now, please help. You know what I mean? And it was just like, no drugs, no nothing, just sitting and being open. And again, it's one of these ridiculous things that that we believe. We're just these monkeys, super smart, monkeys, and there's just this planet, and then we live for 80 or 100 years, and then we die. That's ridiculous. This is just a short, a blink of God's eye, like this experience. Very, very short. The universe isn't that mean that you're born and you just get 100 years or whatever, and then you're done. No. It keeps going forever and ever and ever. The question is, how much are you going to be aware of that? How much consciousness are you going to bring into your experience? How much do you want to learn from the things that are happening so that you can raise your consciousness and eventually, because we're all going to enlightenment, right? Like whether you want to be aware of it or you want to work towards it consciously, but everybody here is working towards ultimately waking up fully and realizing the true nature of oneness. But if you're conscious of it and you really work towards it, man, life becomes so much more fun because you stop experiencing all this stuff, guilt and fear and desire, all the stuff. It doesn't exist anymore. What happens when you go up the scale is you just want to love people and you just want to help other beings become liberated and awaken. And that's where we've gone wrong as a society. We're so down there. It's all about the self and getting more for us. But as you climb up the scale, it becomes service to others. And it's like the only thing that really makes me happy is helping other people. Everything else is just boring. It's just like filler. It's time filler. The only time I'm really in my element and really, really, really happy is when I'm helping other beings. I just don't care about money or all these shits anymore. It doesn't matter. So this meditation absolutely changed the game for me. So I would invite everybody. We don't have that much time, otherwise I would do it. But just remember that. Next time, you go home, go to your hotel room, put on some relaxing music, and just chill out and just sit and listen. And everybody here in this room, you have so much support from the universe. Everybody has their own guides, spirit guides, your ancestors. There's so many beings, angels, all sorts. They're all around you in your field, and you've all had intuitions before that saved your life. You've all known things are going to happen. You've all had profound experiences. Everybody has, even though our logical brain goes, no, there's just a planet, and we're human and monkeys, and nothing weird is going on. Everything is going on. Everything is going on that you could possibly imagine. And so when you open yourself up to help, from all the beings out there who have so much love for you because you've been around for so long in so many realms, the help comes. I'm telling you, the help comes. It's there for you, and we just have to open ourselves up to it. So it's something to keep in mind that if you do anything like this, just ask for help and assistance from any beneficial beings, any beings that are coming from a place of love, and you are all so supported and so loved. It's just a matter of opening up to that. So I hope that doesn't make me sound totally insane, but that's just my reality. Okay. So, some of the other things I've been doing, is anybody who's actually reading books that are high vibration books that are raising up your consciousness, talking about love, waking you up, okay? The content that you take in is so important, discernment is very, very important. When you listen to somebody, are they coming from a place of love? Are they speaking to help you? Are they coming from a place of oneness? Or are they coming from a place of separation and ego? I'm better, I'm the teacher, I know everything. Really feel into the energy of anybody, whether you're reading a book or watching TV or you're at a conference. It's really, really important to discern what information is coming in. So books are so profound. I would just mention 3 books if anybody really wants to get on this path, the spiritual path, and they really want to love more and raise their consciousness. I would say Autobiography of a Yogi is a really powerful book that absolutely everybody should read. And again, reading that book, you'll just realize that everything is just a veil and everything we're told is just imagination. So Autobiography of a Yogi, anything by Hawking, so Power versus Force, absolutely. Pete, who is speaking here tomorrow, amazing speaker, Peter Sage, he got me on to Power versus Force. Unbelievable, because again, you'll learn how to do the muscle testing, so you'll literally be able to look at food and go, my body wants this is healthy for me, and you'll get a yes or no, and you'll be able to fix your diet based on what your body wants. You'll be able to ask anything. If you want to know if someone is integrity, you'll be able to find out if someone you're dealing with business, anyone, whether they're a conscious person, whether they're in integrity. So you will not make stupid decisions in life because you'll know which people you should be dealing with and which people you shouldn't be, just from meeting Power versus Force and practicing the muscle testing. It's a complete game changer. Conversations with God, unbelievable book by Neil Donald Walsh, just unbelievable. It will just blow you away. So those are really good starts. I don't want to overwhelm. So those are good. So the books are out there. It's like we're in this amazing time. A lot of this knowledge was totally kept secret. And you'd have to like go in a lineage and study with a master for like 10 years before they'd give you even how to meditate or anything. And now it's all available. Enlightened masters are writing books. Some of them are giving seminars. It's all out there. YouTube videos by enlightened beings. I mean, it's crazy. So it's just there for us all to wake up in the most important way. Yeah, and really just the breath. I just want to mention the breath. Whenever you feel like you're just not there, like your mind is just wandering off and you start worrying, just take it to the breath and bring in with the breath gratitude. Because again, we get so sucked into the world. We came to the planet with everything that we need, and we forget this. The sun is there, water is there, food is growing, we're able to breathe. They haven't found a way to tax it yet. I'm sure they're getting there. But for now, it's free. And so just to focus on the breath and just practice gratitude for the simplest things that we're alive, that you're here, And by the way, it's brave to incarnate into this planet. So congratulations for showing up, guys. This shit is this is tough. It's tough down here. It's true. But just moving towards that realization that life itself is the gift. There's nothing you have to do or prove or achieve to be worthy. You exist. In consciousness, the universe, God, does not make mistakes. There are no mistakes. So you're here. So enjoy just being. That's the goal. When you hit those higher levels, you don't have to do anything. You will just sit and go, oh, I am. I am. And if you exist, you will, if you listen to Bashar, one of my teachers, if you exist, it's a universal law, you will always continue to exist. Energy cannot be destroyed, it can only be, transferred from one form to another. Einstein got that right. So there is no death. You can leave your body, but you're just going to go on to another form, another life. So you've already won. You're here. Right? Relish in that. Make it a practice to sit and feel gratitude. When I wake up in the morning, and sometimes I forget, but when I wake up in the morning, first thing I like to do is just to wake up and go, oh, I get another day. A lot of people don't wake up, right? A lot of people. So I got another day. Thank you. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to serve and spread love and spread joy and just be who I am and express myself authentically in this world. That's the greatest joy, is getting rid of the layers of programming and trauma and childhood trauma and brainwashing and all this kind of stuff so that you can be your authentic self and just feel joy just in being, just in expressing yourself, however that is, going on walks or teaching kids or telling jokes or making love or whatever, but just to really be you without any of the guilt or shame or doubt, just to be able to be who you came here to be. That's the greatest thing in life, when you give yourself permission to follow your excitement, truly, to do what excites you. Because I find the more you follow what excites you, it just brings the next opportunity, because as you're excited, your vibration goes up, right? You've all met somebody who's just like so happy and so positive and all the time, and they have so much love. It's the high vibration, because they're following their excitement. It's never somebody who absolutely, hates what they're doing with their time, and no, it's somebody who's really doing what they're here to do. So that would be my real final thought on this journey. Follow your excitement. Never allow the world or circumstance to dictate to you how to live your life or what to do. Live your truth. Be in your authenticity. Even if you have some job and you're like, you got to work the job for the bills. Great, work the job. But as you're doing it, just have that awareness that you can be joyful in any situation, and you can be consciously working towards getting the other job or starting that business or whatever it is you want to do. Keep that joy in your heart. Be happy that you exist. Get that absolute joy as you can be doing this. You can be a garbage man or any job. I love garbage man. And you can be raising your consciousness and stuff. So it's really about your vibration and your intention, not about your circumstance. And just those would be my final words. One plug before I run away. I am doing an event here called the Infinite Man Summit. And we just work with guys to become the highest version of themselves, to love themselves, to heal, to become warriors, and that's what I do. So there's an event here on the 18th and 19th, and there's still discount tickets available on infinitemansummit.com/Acapulco. So for all the men in the room, if you come, you can bring your lady for free. But if you do feel the call and you really want to work on yourself, that's what I do. It's beautiful. I really hope some of you show up, or some more. And for those of you who are extra woo-woo, I have a spiritual podcast where I interview beings on the road to spiritual enlightenment. And the URL for that is www.woke.as. So if anybody wants to hear that, please do. And I'm out of time, and you're all freaking amazing beings for being here. Thank you so much for listening, and I love you very much. Thanks for being here. Thank you. Thank you.